All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 1143 on this beautiful Wednesday evening. It is July 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Are we at the end? Is August 1st tomorrow?
Oh, dude. January,
Just kidding.
February,
I'm
March.
messing with you. I just wanted to see the
July.
knuckles. I just wanted to see the knuckle thing. Anyways, weird knuckle thing. Anyways, everybody, welcome. We are so happy to have all of you here on this beautiful evening. Tonight, we are going to do a topic,
Yeah.
a struggle
Mm-hmm.
that everybody loves.
Their favorite.
When I say love and favorite, I mean it's your favorite to hate and your favorite to love, or love to hate. Either way,
Okay.
it is Roman numerals. Those Roman numeral questions.
Roman Numeral Wednesday.
Roman numeral Wednesday. My name is Andy. I am the guy who runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz, but you're not here for me. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7 on this beautiful Wednesday, or some call it a hump day Wednesday, getting over the hump of the week. And let me tell you, man, I go to sleep about 1 in the morning. I get up at like 5:30 in the morning. And let me tell you, by Wednesday, I'm like feeling it. I'm feeling it. And today I am feeling. So, and the caffeine is low. The children are on me about all the caffeine I drink in a day. So I have to like, cut back or whatever. And,
Tell them the caffeine that you're drinking, though.
well, I do drink coffee.
Energy
I'm down to
drinks.
one drink.
Energy drinks, guys. He
One,
drinks a lot.
just one. I only drink one a day. I feel like I should drink five, but I'm just saying I drink one. I mean, if I had my choice, I'd probably drink a quart.
I
I'm
mean,
like, I feel it.
look, I feel like maybe we should invest in 2 pots of coffee.
I'm starting to think we need to invest in a personal driver
One year.
for this 5 in the morning athlete. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, if I could, I would. But we can't. So it's just lots of caffeine for
So
me.
it's
Anyhow, I know there's a lot of you that feel the same way. You know what I mean? You're feeling it. It's Wednesday. You're exhausted for whatever reason, whether it's work, for business, maybe you have a schedule where you're working out, you got a lot of things going on. And the studying thing doesn't happen as much as you like to because you're hitting it when you're exhausted and you're tired. And then you read and you dive in there into the study stuff and you're realizing this is this is almost like drinking chamomile tea, right? It's like one of those things. It's the most.
like
I'm.
warm milk. Do you
It's
know chamomile never worked on me?
well, a lot of things don't work on you. When you have ADD, I feel like it's just pure caffeine that puts you guys to sleep.
That's true.
But the thing about that is that you're relaxed. You're not feeling the studying. You drift off. The eyes are starting to shut. You can't even pay to be. You if like someone paid you to stay awake, you couldn't even do it. You can't try. You can't do it, right?
Yeah.
You're almost contemplating putting little toothpicks in there to hold your eyes open. That's how hard it is to keep those eyes open. And that's painful. Don't recommend that. Just throwing it out there. In case someone wants to do that. And Andy tried. No, I didn't say
You,
that.
you know what I learned? You know
Be
what somebody
smarter.
you know what somebody
Don't
told
put
me?
toothpicks in your eyes.
Somebody told me they caught our son over in the corner of the classroom like this, holding up his eyes like this.
Yeah,
To
that's my
stay
kid.
awake.
That's my kid. Uh, and some of y'all are feeling that. You're like, dude, that's me every day. So these are some helpful hints to help you study when you're feeling tired and exhausted. Number one, change up your time of day that you hit it. If you're at night doing this because that's where you feel like, everybody does it after work, everybody like my coach told me to do it in the evening after everything. My office manager told me that, I need to put in some extra hours and do that at night after, everybody goes to bed, or maybe the whole house is like exhausted at this point, or whatever time it is for you, and you're like, okay, this is when I can finally have like the house to myself, or it's that calm, that quiet. I'm going to say change it up to the morning. Get up earlier, go to bed earlier, get up earlier in the morning, switch it up so you just had a bunch of sleep, or you had your sleep, and then that way you can get that morning session in. Go for a run, go go get into your studying, go take a shower, get ready for work, and then go, right? Or the office or whatever you do. Find a combination that works in the morning before everybody and maybe hit the hay earlier, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Hit the sack, hit the hay, either way.
Go to
Uh
bed,
Go to bed.
fall asleep.
You know where the hit the hay and hit the sack came from?
I do actually.
Oh, cool. Anyways, get into that later. Uh, but the thing about it is in the morning, switch it up. Maybe in the middle of the afternoon. Maybe do an hour in the morning, hit an hour in the lunchtime, and only hit a little bit of a review at night so you're not so exhausted. Hit the heavier parts in the morning or in the afternoon when you're more awake. The caffeine has already hit you. You've already had a full day of going, and then do that. Other thing, maybe that's not an option. Why do you sit down and read? Why do you sit down and study? Have you ever thought about pacing? Go back and forth. Brandy did. She had the iPad out. She would pace back and forth across our little apartment, back and forth, stopping at the counter at the kitchen to make a couple notes. And then I was going to say skip, but she'd just go on down the hallway again for another run, all the way back down the hallway for another run. And why? Because she didn't fall asleep, right? Third thing, stop getting in your pajamas, stop getting in your bed, stop putting yourself into cozy mode. If you put yourself into cozy mode, you're probably going to go to sleep.
The cozy mode.
Right? Well,
No,
am I wrong?
you're
A
absolutely
lot
right.
of people, whether the first thing they do when they get home from work or from wherever they're at, they go and get their street clothes off, their office clothes off, whatever it is that they've been doing, yard work clothes, whatever it is. They go and get their shower, they go get in their cozy clothes, and they sit on the couch and they're like, "I'm time to study. I got my favorite hot tea, got my favorite slippers on, got my favorite cozy clothes. Maybe I got a little throw blanket going on. Lights out. Out. You're out. You're not there to study.
Get all cozy.
Well, I'll just go sit at the table then. I won't sit at the couch and I won't sit in my bed. But I'll put on my cozy clothes. No, you're putting on the uniform to go to sleep. You know what I mean? You've now put the uniform on for the same one you're going to go to sleep in. You're going to sleep. That's all there is to it. Staying in your active clothes makes you active. Putting in your deactive clothes makes you deactive.
What
That's all I'm saying.
what if you put on your exercise clothes because you're gonna exercise your brain?
Whatever. It's still active clothes, right?
It's very active clothes.
That's why I don't get why kids go to school in their pajamas.
It's
I'm like,
actually
that is your inactive clothes. You're not going there to be active, are you? No, I don't take you serious if you show up in an office or in a school setting with your pajamas on. Sorry, sound like an old man, but I'm just saying we got to do better. If you're gonna go do something, if you're gonna make some moves, put on some clothes that reflect that.
our move making.
Move making clothes. I'm not saying it has to be your best Sunday attire. I'm not saying put on a three-piece suit. I'm not saying that you got to get all gussied up, as my mom would have said. I'm just saying put on some clothes like you could go out into the world and do something. You know what I mean?
Do so.
If you're in your pajamas, you've made the decision. I'm ready for the bed. I'm ready for the couch. That's how I feel. That's how your brain probably feels. And then once you're in that mode, it's hard to get out of that mode and into active mode. So these are some helpful hints and helpful things for you guys as you're doing your studying. Is there anything else that you want to add?
No.
No, that's it.
Have healthy snacks.
Healthy snacks.
Grapes.
That is also great to add on to this.
Grapes.
If you guys are eating a lot of sugar while you study, one, it's not good for the LBs. Sugar is not good for the LBs. Also, it puts your brain to sleep. Also, you might want to read into this. I'm not trying to promote veganism because Andy loves some good old smoked meat. Trust me, I love that good tri-tip. I'm as any good as anybody else, right? Brandy, vegan. But if you do your research and you look it up and you can do your own, I'm not saying I'm a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, but it has been known that the more meat, red meat, and less greens you eat, the more lethargic you become in the head. If you want to be more awake and more ready for studying, and you want your brain to not be snoozing on you, probably want to lean more towards the plant based a little bit. I'm not saying you cut meat out completely, so don't freak out.
And he's also not saying science meat.
And I'm not saying science meat either. I'm saying the
Mm,
creator has to make it. Less processed foods, creator made food only,
right.
eat less red meat,
Yeah.
get onto the green.
Grapes.
Grapes,
Grapes are great.
grapes are good,
And
apples are
apples.
good, fruit, right? If you want to mix it up because it's a hot day,
Banana.
right? If you're in Connecticut, my girl Lisa out there in Connecticut, sweating off like she's in California at 100 and some degree weather in the East Coast right now. Freeze some grapes.
Frozen grapes.
Frozen grapes are delicious.
Yep.
Cool you off. Keep it real. All
Yep.
right. That's it. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. If you haven't joined a study plan, if you are thinking about joining Kona, this is just some of the stuff that we try to add to your arsenal, some of the stuff we try to give you an edge. Yes, I just talked about fruit. Yes, I talked about pajamas. Yes, I talked about your brain going lethargic. Guys, these are all little things that can really improve your scores, improve your ability. We we focus on all the intangibles, all of it. Monday through Friday, we got you in those live sessions, showing you how to take that information and apply it into live quizzes, also to make your notes better, how to study better, how to just get the most out of these little few hours that you probably have to devote to studying, and how to amplify it so that way you can start getting those scores up, start stacking pass notices, period. If you haven't joined our program, looking to join in, scan the QR code, hit the links, or give me a call at 951-290-3077. Give me a call, give me a text. Also, you can send an email at KonaButterflyz@gmail.com. We have content, we got those live sessions, all different kinds of things. So check out all the different options we have available. We have books for sale, SIE 663, 26, 65, Kona community on the Discord, study anytime, get some help, all that. Scan the QR code, hit the links. All right, tomorrow we are back on schedule. We got the SIE, we got 65, we got Kona Study Hall, we got small groups tutoring. Be on if you're a member, get into those sessions, learn how to apply the knowledge. Um, I'm not sure if the SIE is going to be recorded or not. Doesn't matter if it isn't. We have plenty of stuff in our archive that can fill that spot for you. So hit me up. I will send you something out of the library if you can't be there. 65. I'm not sure what Brandy's doing. Maybe recorded.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Be in those member sessions. Check the email. All right. We have a new schedule starting on Monday. If you haven't gotten the new schedule yet, that's good because I haven't put it out yet, but we will have that up. That's a different graphic, Brandy.
That's not the right one?
No, not the right one because I changed it up. That's not the right one. You
Oh,
need to delete that one
my bad.
because I changed it to where you can
I
scan the QR code, get the Google Calendar. So when you do get the real one, which I'll put in the chat, so that way
What
you guys
is
can
that?
have an advanced copy, and then you can go ahead and scan the QR code and join the Gmail or the Google Calendar.
Yeah, sorry. I was moving fast when I did this.
Yep. So all right, let's go. Wednesday, Roman
Wednesday.
numerals. Go ahead,
Wednesday.
Brandy. Take
Uh,
it away.
here's the thing.
Go for it, Brandy.
All right.
Make it happen.
I got you.
Open up the quiz.
Roman numeral Wednesday.
Roman numeral Wednesday.
Okay. So here's
These
the thing.
questions give people fits.
Yeah, and rightly so. I get it. I get it. It's like, what is this? Why do I have to pick more than one answer? Like, what's going on here?
What's an IV?
We tend to think that they're we tend to think that they're more complicated than they need to be.
Is this a
Here's
Super Bowl or are we answering questions?
right. That is pretty much the only place we see Roman numerals, or if we have to outline in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roman numerals. I. Anyways, here's the thing. They, I think they got rid of them in like 2020 on the FINRA exams. So we're talking the SIE, the 6, the 7, the 24, the 26. Those aren't supposed to have any Roman numerals.
Social distancing. They got
Yes.
rid of them. They told them to stay home. They never came back out of COVID.
Right. The thing is that there's question banks out there, not all of them.
COVID joke.
That was a joke, but some of them where the question bank hasn't cycled out the Roman numeral questions. So even if your test doesn't have Roman numerals, you're quizzing on them. Okay. So inevitably, I don't care what test you're studying for, you're gonna run into a Roman numeral question. Okay. Now, That being said, if you are studying the 63, 65, or 66, those NASAA exams, guess what? You do have Roman numerals on those exams.
Bum, bum, bum.
So you do definitely have to have a strategy going into how to do Roman numeral questions. You can't avoid them. So let's go for it. So I pulled 6 Roman numeral questions. I'm going to be real with you. I didn't answer them until tonight. I put them up here.
So not only is it going to be a surprise and fun for you, it'll be a
Yeah.
surprise for us as well.
No, I did answer them. I did answer them. So that it's there. It's just I literally just saw Roman numeral screenshot. That's what I did. So, anyways. So, we approach this the same exact way that we would approach every other question. We are going to look at A, B, C, D first. We're going to look at those answers first. Because as you can see here, we're picking 2. But as you can see here, we could pick, oh wait, that's a different one. We could pick 3. We could pick only 1. We could pick 3. Does that make sense? So you never know what you're going to be going for as far as how many you're going to pick. Normally it's 2, but sometimes they do this to us. Okay. So you have to look, man. I remember spending what felt like hours, but was probably more like minutes, but what felt like hours.
1000%. I know it was minutes.
Yes. Could have even been seconds for all I know.
Probably was.
And I'm forcing 2 choices, forcing it. And then I go to the answers. I'm like, I can say with confidence that this is 1 and 2. And I go into my answer choices and there's no 1 and 2. And in fact, there is only 1. So it's like, why did I waste all of that time forcing an answer that's not even there? So go through ABCD, picking 2, go for the question. Okay. So we still do answers first here. Now, this particular question I pulled, 3 has a massive typo in it. But besides that, you guys see how long that question is, but you see how short 1, 2, 3, 4 is? Start with 1, 2, 3, 4. Just look. And when I see 20 years in prison, 25 years in prison, when I see penalties, when I see maximum, when I see that type of stuff, I immediately think I answered the question wrong. Just kidding. No, I think I got it right. Anyways.
You're killing me.
I know. When I see stuff like that, I go, okay, what does that sound like to me? Right? The maximum 1 million, 3 times the profit made. 20. I'm like, this must be insider trading. Stop moving. Insider trading. Right? And then I'm going to do this kind of like little side note here where I go, I remember Brandy says this really weird thing where it's like, 5 plus 20 years equals 25 million. 5 million plus 20 years equals 25 million. You guys are like, that's not a thing. This is jail. I'm sorry, not jail. Sorry. This is for individuals because you can put an individual in jail. And this is the fine for a firm. So you guys see how I do that? 5 plus 20. Okay. And then I go, okay, 3 times the amount. That's civil, right? So I'm kind of doing that off to the side. I guess maybe not 2. 2 is not an answer choice. So maybe I can go in here and go, okay, not 2, not 2. So now I'm going to read the question, figure out what the heck is going on in this question. I know, a lot of work. But look, I already got it down to B or D. Brad is the brother of Chester. Chester is the CFO of Seabirds. Over the Sunday dinner, Chester mentions that Seabird is planning to raise dividend payment significantly. He also tells Brad that the news will not be announced until this coming Tuesday. So keep quiet. Okay. Is that normally like content related? Nah. But he literally just said, keep it quiet. So what does Brad do? On Monday, he goes and buys Seabird stock and makes a substantial profit. Chester is subject to which one of these penalties? Dude told his brother, hey man, this big thing is happening on Tuesday, but don't do anything about it. Okay, brother's going to do something. So he's going to get the 20 years in prison. I mean, it's up to 20 years in prison. Okay. And did you guys notice that right here I put 3 times civil?
Yes.
Da, 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 da. 3 times civil. Our answer is 1 and 3. Okay, that's it. So tonight, guys, I forgot to say this. Tonight is strategy, technique if it's there, a little bit of content. That's what you're getting on a Roman numeral night. There was no room to cherry pick these answers. Okay.
Got you.
Okay. Do you guys notice what I did though? I start with the one I know, or I start with the one I don't. I mean, hold on. I start with the one that I know is maybe an answer or not an answer. And then I start either circling or crossing off. Okay. That's how I keep straight. In fact, my next question, I'm going to show you guys how I map it out. All right, I look at my answer choices. There's 4 answer choices. And if you notice, they're all in a different order. I guess this means I have to put something in order, right? And I look at C and D, and they both say 1 and 2. 1 and 2, I bet you the answer is one of those. Look at, even in Roman numerals, we can do similar, right? So I look at the question. Immediately, without even thinking, I see the nominal yield, current yield, all that stuff. Just draw this. Just don't even do anything further. Just draw that. Remember that that's C. I mean, that's Y M C A. I remembered. Y M C A. I remembered, right? Okay. So now I'm going to go to the question.
As long as it helps you remember.
And guys, here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for par, discount, or premium. That's the only thing. Oh, and lowest to highest, highest to lowest. I'm looking at what order and what am I looking at? Am I looking at premium, par, or discount? Okay. So I'm going to scan. Da, 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 da. Bond 10-year majority callable 5 years sold at a discount. Boom. And rank the yields from lowest to highest. So I'm going to go that way. So nominal yield is first. So I'm going to go 1. Oops, let me get a pen. 1. Yep. 2. Boom. Check. Right? But now I'm going to go maturity. 3, 4. 3. Oh, wait. I did it. Sorry. I said 3, 4, but I meant to go 4, 3. So the answer is the weird one on the bottom. Boom. Boom. Map it out. Map it out. 1, 2, 3, 4s are best solved when you map it out. Let me say that again. 1, 2, 3, 4s are best solved when you map it out.
Map it out.
Map it out.
Map it out. Quit trying to do it all in your head.
Map it out. I can pick 1, 2, 3 in C, or pick 2. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Now, in this type of question, and this is how it's going to be for the rest of the questions, I believe, we're going with the question first. Do you guys see how basically under the Uniform Securities Act, like that's just telling you this is not a FINRA test, this is probably a NASA test, and that this is pretty much the question right there, right? It's the same length as 1, 2, 3. So because it's the same length, I'm just going to go for the question first. And it says a registration statement must include. So 1, 2, 3. The amount of securities to be offered in that state. Yeah, I want to know how many securities you have for sale. 2, a list of the other states. Yeah, dude, I want to know where else you're selling this thing. That makes sense. A copy of the prospectus or the offering circular. Yeah. How do I know what you're doing? Yes, that's all 3. That's all 3. Boom, boom. That's it. Mapping it out keeps you present, keeps you in it. Trust me. I have done this so many times where I lose track of, is 1 the right answer because it's true, or is it because it's not true? What the heck? Oh my gosh, I forgot. map it out. Okay. Next. Next. All right. I'm pick 2. I pick 1. I pick 2. I pick 2.
Right.
All over the place again.
1 or 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that question. Again, kind of the same thing. I do a quick look. I'm just going to start with the question. Just going to start with the question. Sometimes it's easier on a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. According to the Uniform Security Act, NASA test. Once an individual passes the appropriate exam, asset-based compensation is permitted. First of all, I apologize for this question. Actually, I don't even know why I'm apologizing for this question. This is a dumb question. Because if you're studying for the 63 or the 65 or the 66, you know that it's not just the fact that you passed an exam that makes you eligible to do an asset-based compensation, that you also have to meet certain criteria. Anyways.
We digress.
Yeah, I digress. So I passed the exam. Do I immediately get paid? Nah. It's not immediate. Hey, you passed the test at 2 p.m., go write some business at 5 p.m. No, right?
No.
When the registration has been granted by the state administrator. Ooh, I kind of like that, because if I'm studying, I know that as a human, as an individual, my registration goes through the administrator. I like to. So let me look real quick. And I would probably do something like this, right? And I know I'm B's out, and then I like a I said 2's out, 1's out, right? So you're out and D. Okay, cool. So 2 is probably an answer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I like 2. And then we go on to the next one. After notification of the investment advisor representative status by the appropriate supervisory person of the firm or from the SEC. I just said to you guys that the individual doesn't go through the SEC. It goes through the state. So 4 is out, 3 is in. My answer is 2 and 3. That is D. Fragment out your choices. Also, look at how official 3 sounds. This is mapping it out, Vilma. This is right here. Putting it, this is what I do on paper. Oops. This is what I do on paper.
What does a map mean? What does map mean? What is a map? A map is like a piece of paper that gets you to a destination, right? It's a route, a way to get from A to B. So when we're saying map it out, we want you to put on a paper basically the route to get from question to the answer. You're mapping it out. You're keeping your thoughts on a piece of paper instead of on in your head and trying to keep it all straight. A lot of times people get things wrong because they're holding all the information in their head. And if they were to put that on their paper, they would see it and they'd go, okay, it's clearly A.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
This right here.
Thank you for asking, because we say
Yes.
things we forget. Sometimes people are not members.
Right.
They don't know these skills yet.
So what I just highlighted is what I would literally write on my paper. I'm either writing that on the scrap paper that they give you, those laminated sheets that they give you at the test, or I'm writing this on a legit piece of paper. I've written this on a napkin before. I just grab a piece of paper, because especially when I was like learning this thing, I wasn't good with my fingers yet. Sometimes I could, depending on how I can map it out with my fingers, I think it's 2, whatever. But paper, it puts it right there.
As Michelle put it, tells you where to go and where not to go.
Exactly. Exactly. So let me do this. This is mapping.
Yeah. It's almost, yeah. And if you've been watching this on the Brew, a lot of times you'll see Brandy will put on the paper, except
Yes.
where not to go,
I hope I have
where to go.
question. Let's go try another one. I think I might. I don't know. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, I can go through here. I'm pick D has 3 choices. The rest of them have 2. So again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That helps me keep track. A, B, C, D. That helps me keep track. Because we can't write on the screen at the test center. I wish we could, man. That would be awesome.
They know where they learned it from.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Question first, just because I gotta know. Look, I can even tell you, like I see common stock, preferred stock, municipal bonds, private placement. I know municipal bonds are special. Oh, here, let me write it right here. These are special, right? Private placement. We know that that's the word exempt transactions, right? Bum, 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 bum. Okay, let's go through the. Here, I'm just gonna do this exempt. Let's go to the question. Let's go figure out what we're doing. It says, which of the following are exempt securities under the Uniform Securities Act? So we already know that 3 is special, right? 3 is special. So I'm going to circle 3. That's exempt. I'm going to go through here. 3 is just not in C. Boom. You're out. Boom, boom, boom. Common stock, not listed on any regular exchange, purchased by an investment company. It's stock. There's nothing special about common stock, no offense, but it's very common. Get it? It's not special. So I'm going to say not exempt. Notice how I'm writing not exempt. Notice how I write that because I don't want to forget what I'm doing. So I'm going to cross off 1. I'm going to go into my list. I'm going to cross off B, and I already crossed off C. So all I really got to do now is determine if 4 is common stock, exempt or not. And I look at my answer choices, and yes, it is. Private placements, I said the word private placements is exempt. So it is 2, 3, and 4. Dum, dum, dum. Bum, bum. Now, sometimes you guys go like this and you go, why? Doesn't matter.
Why?
Doesn't matter.
Because I said so.
You guys were studying though. Insurance company. Municipal bond, private placement. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Last one.
I feel like I should say last one.
And usually the answer the most actually yes, exempt because it's authorized to do business in the state. Actually, the answer. I have found that that's not necessarily true. That it's, but I don't know. Let's see, because it does seem like it tonight, doesn't it?
What's that?
That the answers that has the most choices is the winner.
Yeah, I wouldn't get used to that. And that's a great point to bring up. That's why it's really important to always kind of maybe think of, well, I wouldn't say always, but that's why we always recommend like 1 or 2 different Q banks.
Yeah.
Working with 2 different Q banks, maybe more if you can, having different looks and the way different Q banks are worded will probably help you not getting into these kinds of patterns and memorizing patterns that aren't necessarily what is on the exam.
Right. Because
Keeps
it
you a little bit more sharp.
could just be lazy writing on the question banks.
Right. We never know. Bob could be at the end of his tenure with this particular place and he's like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I just
Could
want
be.
my burrito at the end of the day.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah. All right. So again, one of these things, I'm going to read that question first, which are the following transactions would be included in the exempt transaction. Exempt transaction means not a normal transaction. Or as Andy called it yesterday, a normie.
A normie.
Not a normie transaction. Okay. So let's go through it. A loan officer at a bank liquidates stock pledge as collateral because it's gone into default. That's like, this is exempt. So exempt. So it's got a 1 in it. So you're gone. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Because oops, sorry. I did that wrong. Because we know that the answer has to have a 1 in it, we know that the answer is not A or B already. Now check this out. Because this has 1 and 2 and this has 1 and 2, if I can determine if 3 or 4 is an answer choice, the answer C. I'm not even going to read 2. Not even going to read it. We know it is. Yay, you're exempt. I'm going to read 3 first because it's way shorter than 4. 3 says an isolated non-issuer transaction. It says it's isolated. I'm assuming that means it's not normal. That is an exempt transaction. The answer is also 3. I'm not even going to read 4 there. So I got to the right answer without reading 2 of the answer choices. Or I got to answer all 4 without even reading 2 of them. Did I say that right?
I think so.
Maybe. Because why? I mapped it out. Because I mapped it out.
You're able to see that.
Now look, if you guys want to know what we mean by surface level content, exempt transaction, not normal, pledged as collateral is a keyword, 5 in a 12-month keyword, isolated non-issuer transaction keyword, and 10 no comp keyword. Everything that I highlighted right there as an example of how we teach this stuff. I mean, obviously, guys, we're going to teach the full sentence or whatever, but what we want you guys to lock in is everything I just highlighted on the screen. That is your keyword content. When we talk about locking in the keywords and not having to really deeply understand this stuff, but simply just make connections, exempt transaction, I got that pledge. I got less than 10 in 12 months. I got the isolated non-issuer. What is that? Who cares? Doesn't matter. 10 with no money. Boom. Done. That's all I had to lock in. All right. So that's an example also of how we teach.
Boom.
Yes.
And if you want more of that, more breakdown, look, Brandy does live quizzes every Friday, and she does them in the exam, the exam specific sessions that we have. That's what we do. That's what Brandy does. When I say we, I mean Brandy. She breaks down not just the Roman numerals, but also just the other questions and learning how, like we were talking briefly about, mapping it out. Guys, you got to have a strategy and a technique to go about all these different questions. It's going to help you cut down on your time when it comes to exam time because you have a way and a strategic way to break down each and every single question. I know we do the techniques here. I know we show you, like, Techniques Tuesday, where you don't need to know anything, right? We talked about how we don't lean on it like a cane, but more like a walking stick to help us get ground. We have the key words, right? That's a systematic way to start off the questions by looking for keywords, making observations, looking for patterns. This was another one. Just Roman numerals. There's a systematic way to go about doing Roman numerals. It's not just going at the seat of your pants, going at each question like a normie, as I say it, reading the question, looking at the answers, and hoping that I can do it fast enough before the time's up. That's not a great way to have a tactic or a strategy going into these exams. That's why a lot of our students finish with a lot of time on the clock, because they've been doing this. They have a strategy, they have a technique. They're just going at it, every question like that, very efficiently. And that's what you want to be: efficient, fast, strategic. Have a strategy. If I don't know it, don't know it. Have a tactic way of breaking it down. If I'm completely lost, having techniques, not just relying on your memory for your content and going about it and just same old, same old. So if you haven't joined up with us, that's what we do in those live sessions. If you are fine with your content, it's worth joining just to get in those live sessions and learning this type of learning that you can't get anywhere else. Really, honestly, there's nobody that's doing this. They're not showing you how to exactly go about these quizzes. That's what's happening in those live sessions. Tomorrow night, we will be going over more techniques,
Mhm.
content,
Yeah, more technique.
content and techniques for 6 different exams. We're going to do that tomorrow for Thursday, the last of the free for the week on the Studying Brew, because we don't do the Studying Brew on Friday. We will have that same bat time, same bat channel, doing that tomorrow. We have those member sessions. Be sure to be in there, guys. Look for that email, that access tomorrow. Until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Map it out. Think in ink in your quizzes. We will see you guys next time. Have a great one.